Once you click on that Screencastify extension, you're going to be asked to sign in. And one of the nice things about using Screencastify is that it works with Google and allows you to sign in with Google. So we're going to click Sign in with Google. And we're going to allow our microphone, and we're going to allow the drawing annotation tools, and I'll explain those tools in a little bit. And I'm going to allow my camera. All right, Screencastify is set up. Now when I come back up here to my extension, I can see that this extension is live, and I can look at the tools that are available. Okay, I can see if I want to record just my desktop, my browser, webcam only. There's a couple things I can do here. I can even embed the webcam to have that in the lower corner there so that students can see my face. So I'm going to do the desktop. I want my mic turned on. I can see it's on. I see the green little levels there. I'm going to embed the webcam. Again, for those of you that might have gotten kicked out of the webcast, apologize for that. If there's other people that are still having issues, you can just let them know to revisit that link. Should get them back in and caught up to speed. Again, today's episode will be recorded so they can watch it afterwards. The next thing we want to do is choose the camera that we want to show up. Okay? If we hit Show More Options, we can choose a countdown so that we know when the recording is going to start, and we can enable drawing tools, and I'll show you what those drawing tools do in a second here. So now all that's left, since we have the microphone working, we've got our webcam selected, we're going to record our whole desktop, we can click Record. Okay. Now before we actually start recording, they just want to verify, okay, here's your webcam, yep, there I am. And I have to choose my screen. And since I'm only using one monitor, I'm going to click on that, just like we did yesterday, and hit Share. Now we get a little 3, 2, 1, and we're recording, okay? Now that we're recording, everything that we're saying and everything that we see on our desktop is what's going to be recorded and seen by your students or audience later on, okay? Down here at the bottom, there's a little stop sharing button if we didn't want to share our screen anymore. We're just going to click Hide on that because we don't need to see that, okay? As I mentioned, everything that you're doing is being recorded. So we chose desktop. So if I switch back to our slideshow presentation, I can see that this is going to be recorded. My little webcam is still here. Everything that I'm sharing with this recording is being recorded. Remember, you also only have 5 minutes to go. I also know that everything's recording because if I look up here under the Screencastify logo, there's a little red record button letting me know that I am currently recording. Okay. One of the other things that come with the Screencastify, in addition to obviously just recording the different things that you're showing on your screen as well as yourself, are some of the tools, the drawing tools that are featured in the lower left-hand corner. Okay. Right now we're just using the cursor. There are some cursor, let's call them features that you can turn on. One of them being the little red ring letting people know you're clicking. Okay, so as you click, there's a little red ring that pops up. The next one over, and that was this one right here. That one, oh, the camera will not record your cursor if it's not moving. So if you're talking to an audience about a presentation and you don't want your mouse or cursor to be seen on the screen, it'll disappear once you stop moving it. The minute you move it again, it picks back up. And then the last one is kind of a magnification / focal point for your cursor. Okay, and all 3 can be turned on. 1 or 2 can be turned on. It's entirely up to you. The other option with these drawing tools is the feature to be able to draw. Okay, so here I am just drawing on my screen. Okay, and that was not very good at all. But when I switch back to my cursor here and I click on a different slide, you'll notice it disappears, okay? So it knows the different pages, and if I open up, let's say, my drive, it's not there. I go back to that same tab and that slide, it's still there. So I could even go to this page, pull up my little pen, maybe I'll pick a different color, and right here, go back to my cursor. Oops, there we go. High is still there, drive is still there. So your drawing tools stick to those different tabs that you might be utilizing during your screencast, okay? Next to that is your little eraser. You want to erase things, or if I want to erase everything, I can click on this little square down here, all right? Whoops. At any point in time, if you said, I don't want to see myself anymore, you can turn yourself off or turn yourself back on, okay? Click on the X to hide those tools, okay? Now, as you're doing your recording, you may want to pause or stop. All you have to do is come back up to your little Screencastify logo here on your extensions, and when you click on it, it'll give you a little trash icon, reload icon, pause, and stop, okay? If I hit pause, my recording is paused. So everything that I've done up until this point has been recorded. I can think about what I want to do next and hit the record button again, or the play button in this instance, to keep recording my session, okay? So this is a great way to kind of prepare whatever you're doing in chunks to give yourself a chance to breathe and continue, okay? If you just don't like anything you're doing so far, you can click this little reload button and it'll restart your recording from the beginning. The trash can, we all know what the trash can is. It just deletes that recording. And then the last one is the stop button, okay? And you will hit that when you are done your recording completely. Up at the top, you'll also notice how much time you have. So I've got this done pretty much perfectly within that 5 minutes, okay? And remember, that 5 minutes is what everybody gets with the free version. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop right now. And what's gonna happen is, there we go, a new tab is going to open on Screencastify's website. And if it's your first time here, you'll get this little option to take a tour and see some of the features after you've been after you've completed your recording. In this case, I'm going to skip the tour because we're going to talk about it. So before I talk about what we're looking at here on the right hand side, I'm going to talk about the video player down at the bottom here. If I click this play button, and we're recording, okay? Now that we're recording, everything that I can watch my recording, okay? This recording, I can jump through to see different points. Focal point for your cursor, okay? And all right, so you can jump around. Now you can't cut little things out of this. All you can do with this free version is just trim off the edges, and you'll see at both ends of your video, you'll have two scissors. So if we're recording, okay? Let me pause it. If I click on that little scissor there, I can click and drag it to the point in time where I want to cut off the beginning. So let's say you had a rocky start. I just move it, right to there. And I hit pause. And then maybe I want to take a little bit off the end here as well. And then the last one is the stop. Yep, that looks good. And I hit save trim. And it lets me know, hey, just in case, this is going to overwrite and replace that original video that you recorded. Are you sure you want to do this? And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and hit trim because this was just some practice. Okay, it's going to trim that video, and now you're going to have a new video that has the end and the front trimmed down to meet what you're looking for. So maybe you didn't want anyone to see. You take that little bit of time to go and click that stop record button. You can trim that off. Okay, so now that your video is trimmed, it looks great. You can give it a name. Okay, just like any other file. And again, Screencastify is great. We don't need to see. Okay. for a number of different things, and we'll kind of talk about a little bit of those when I wrap up here, some of the examples that you can and ways you can use Screencastify with your students and in your classroom. But on the right-hand side here, we have a number of different ways we can save, share, and download the video that we just made. Okay, you see there's links to share right to Classroom. We can publish it straight to our YouTube channel. We can get an embed code and put it on our teacher site if we wanted to. We can send it to an email or even generate a QR code. Okay. Now, one of the nice things that we didn't even really notice or have to even bother setting up was when we first signed in with Google, what happened was that Screencastify went to our Google Drive and said, hey, I'm going to make a folder for you, and I'm going to put all of your recordings that you make under this account in there for you. Okay, and that's why we actually have a copy shareable link. So what I'm going to do real fast is, before I go any further, I'm going to open up our Drive tab, and I'm going to take a look somewhere in here. There it is. Screencastify is a folder, and here's my video that I just got done recording. I can click on this video. Oh, it's still rendering. It will take a little bit of time. The way you'll notice it's ready is, instead of seeing this little red clipboard, I don't know what they call it, we'll call it a clipboard, you'll see actually a thumbnail of your video. So some part of your video will appear on there at a picture. It could be your face on the webcam, it could be at some point in time during your screencast. That's how you'll know that that video has finished processing. From there, it's just like any other file in your Drive. You can share it with individual people. Okay, you can type their names in just like you would share any other Google file, or you can create that shareable link and post that on your website, post that in a hyperdoc, wherever you need to post that link, so that people can go to your video and watch it with it just sitting right here in your Drive. Okay, I'm going to go back to our tab over here at the top with our video and just kind of go over some of the other options. There's options to download it as an MP4, download the audio only. Earlier today we had a couple of teachers ask about creating videos and audio files for their students of them reading books or even just talking to them. So you could export just the audio if you wanted. All right, this is a great tool to do that, as long as it's within that 5 minutes, okay? So once you're done here, we can click these three dots or three lines over here and look at all of our recordings right here. Remember, we can also look at them all in Drive. And the nice thing is, once you've finished that video is saved already in Drive. You can upgrade to Premium. You can set up some of the notifications. That's my pups running around if you hear that jingle. Okay. There's a bunch of different settings that you can go ahead and adjust for your recording convenience. Okay. But as I mentioned, once your recording is done, that's really it. Okay. There is an editor beta program that they just rolled out. I'm not going to spend too much time showing you that, but I will make you aware of it. And there you go. There's a free trial. Okay. And that gives you a few more options as far as cutting and adjusting your whole video. But as far as the basic free trial goes, you can trim the ends off. Okay. So now once you have that video, that's saved to your Drive and you can access that anytime. It can be downloaded here. It can be, oh, and there we go. It's finished.
You just see that.
Okay. So it can be shared, downloaded, posted to YouTube right from here as well. You can share it directly in the classroom. There's a number of different ways you can utilize that video once it's done. Okay. So pop back into the presentation here for a second. And I'm going to jump down to slide 8. On slide 8 is a number of links for you to use to kind of go a little further. Some ideas, examples, some of our templates of ways you can use Screencastify during remote teaching. Okay, 24 great ways you can use Screencastify in your classroom. We have a guide that was created for some of our teachers that walks them through using Google Slides and Screencastify to do sight words, okay? And basically you can do what I just did and have a Google slide presentation set up and walk through each slide and record you saying the words for that week's sight words, and pause and give your students some time to repeat the sight words themselves. They could then even use Screencastify to record themselves and demonstrate as they walk through doing the sight words as well as a form of assessment, okay? So there's a number of different ways you can utilize this application. We're always here to help you with those ideas that you come up with, okay? Just like yesterday, we also have a number of people that you can follow to get other ideas and examples of ways you can use not only Screencastify, but other EdTech tools within your classroom and during remote learning. It is on this slide also that we have our HTSD PD credit checkout form, okay? So you can either, if you're in the presentation, click right on that link there, or if you're just watching from home, open up a new tab and type in that short URL, bit.ly, capital S, capital C, capital P, capital D, capital O, capital U, capital T, okay? That's bit.ly/SCPDOUT. Thank you, Chris or Cara. It is case sensitive. I hope you got a lot out of today. Again, if you are looking to get credit, make sure you visit that tab. I will leave that up for a little bit longer here as I sign off. Yesterday, we had mentioned, I mentioned earlier on, we did Hangouts and Meet. That video has been posted on our YouTube channel. You can go and watch it. Today's video will also be posted. I know we had a number of people kind of get kicked out there a little bit into it. We'll put that video together and post that shortly after we get offline here, okay? For all of our teachers, anytime you have any questions about today's topic or anything during remote learning or when we get back in the classroom, you can always reach out to us, whether it's email, through Twitter, through Hangouts. Visit our website. There's a ton of resources, including that guide for using Screencastify with sight words and a number of other guides from yesterday and different professional development classes that we've taught and workshops that we've taught over the years that are all accessible for you. The link here under Contact Us, you can see our YouTube channel. That's where all of our videos are going to be posted, as well as all the videos we've done in the past. So we've got a lot of intro videos for all the Google apps, intro videos for teacher sites. You can go and watch all those video tutorials and how-tos on our YouTube channel at any point in time, okay? I'm going to switch this back over one last time here. Boom. Boom, boom. That is all the time we have for today. Hopefully you got that PD checkout. If you didn't and you missed it, go back to the playback. Email us if you have any issues getting into it. We'll square that away. Monday, same time, same channel, same link. Make sure you visit MLP on our website with Frontline Single Sign-On to register for that lunch and learn for that day. Monday's topic will be HyperDocs with Cara. Cara will take a crack at doing these live broadcasts. Other than that, that is everything from us. Thank you again for everything you guys have been doing for these first 2 weeks of remote learning. You guys are awesome. We love seeing everything you guys have been posting on Twitter, the emails that you've shared with us of the things you guys are doing. You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work and stay safe. And we'll wait awkwardly as I put this outro up. Yeah. See you later.